Today's special guest is a long time coming songwriter, artist.
Yeah, keep it going.
You know what I mean? Legendary man.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Keep going.
Legendary songwriter.
There you go.
From our backyard, St. Louis, Missouri, Aaron Kell.
Thank you.
AKA.
Clap for myself.
AKA. What's the rap name?
Aaron Coe. What's on the birth
Aaron Coe?
certificate?
Okay. Let's do
Keep
it.
it. Keep it simple. I didn't want to. When I first started, I was thinking about like my favorite all-time basketball player was
Mhm.
Paul Pierce,
Really?
and my middle name's Alvin, and I've always loved that name. So I was thinking about doing Alvin Pierce. I was
Yeah.
like, and now I'm like, dang, that does sound cool, but I'm too far in it. I
Yeah.
can't switch up. I gotta stick with it.
That's
Yeah,
fair
man.
enough.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing. When people are making a brand,
Mm-hmm.
they kind of decide whether or not they want to go with like an alias
Yeah.
or their full name. And for like rapping, that's interesting. That you decided to go with your real name.
Yeah, I don't. Man, it was so long ago. I was like going back and forth, and then I wanted to put my first song out, and I was like, I'm gonna just go with my name, because
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, I was also like, I just want to be like, as like cliche that sounds like, I want to be me. Like I want to like,
Authentic.
I
Yeah.
want my name. But now I don't mind. I mean, I like my name. I love
Mhm.
my last name. Like I love my family, so I'm like, that's cool. I can, just keep it how it is,
Yeah.
For sure, bro.
But Alvin Pierce is cool. So if you ever like my name on Instagram is Alvin. Like I
Yeah.
had that as like my just because I love the name Alvin. But I would I might name my kid Alvin Pierce or something.
Really?
That'd be
I
fire.
don't know.
That's fire.
Keep it going.
yeah, bro. It'd be really fucking dope. And like, honestly, you got a story to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's just start off, man. I like, how you been?
No, I've been good. I'm not gonna lie. I've been great. Like I
Yeah?
said, now just like kind of living a little bit more free and just having more time to digest life and enjoy
Yeah.
and make music and have fun with friends, family,
Okay.
all that.
Let's start off with like your beginning. I want to get like down to the very beginning of your career. Like what inspired you to kind of start off as being like an artist?
Yeah, so at first, like, I always loved basketball, and I always had like this idea that like I was gonna be an NBA player. Dude, I believed in myself so much, but like my skill, definitely my athleticism, none of it lined up. But like
Yeah.
I practiced like day and night, and then that didn't work out. But like by my senior year, and obviously we all went to the same high school, so like
Mhm.
senior year at Lindbergh, I was like, kind of transitioning from basketball to music.
Mm-hmm.
I had never written a song. I written like a verse for a talent show for like a Justin Bieber cover.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just remember like when I was in 6th grade, my friend was the first time I introduced me to hip hop. And I just loved it. Like my mom loved hip hop too, but she would never let me listen to like secular hip hop, like no Lil Wayne or
Yeah.
that stuff. So, like
Mm-hmm.
there was no Christian rappers at the
Yeah.
time until like 6th grade. My friend like burned me a CD with like Lecrae, Andy Mineo, all these like Christian
Earned
rappers.
you a CD.
Yeah,
from LimeWire.
Dude, like every like 3 months, he's like, I got another CD for you, man. And he would just like hand them out. And it's the same one I was telling you guys about earlier, the same friend.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just remember like the feeling of just like confidence when I would listen to it. I'm like, dang, like it makes me feel good. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
by my senior year, like I just loved music, and the church I was at, they would every once in a while have somebody rap on stage, and I was always
Mm.
jealous. I was like, I want to be that somebody, but I had never rapped before.
Have
Yeah.
you always gone to that church?
From like 12 to about 21, 22-ish.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 22. So I was there for 10 years.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the
That's
past
a
2
long
years
time.
I started going to a different church. But the church was super dope, super creative, and like
Mhm.
that's where I got my passion for music was there. And they asked me one time, I think I was like 15 or 16, to rap like Justin Bieber, like Drummer Boy for their like Christmas program,
Yep.
and I did it. Forgot all the lyrics. I was just mumbling on stage, but I just loved the feeling, like the
Just love the
excitement and
feeling.
all that.
Just
Yeah.
like the performing
yeah.
aspect of it.
Just like the confidence, dude. Like I just always looked at it like artists, like they have so much confidence, and like
Yeah.
growing up, like I lacked confidence. Like when it came to basketball and everything, I just wasn't super confident in myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just saw like how people carried themselves. I was like, man, like I want that. Like that's cool.
That's dope.
Where do you
Yeah.
think that confidence comes from? Would you say
With artists or like with
just
me?
in general, like for you?
For me, like a switch kind of flipped. I don't know, maybe like 2018, 2019. I just
Mhm.
stopped caring as much like what people thought about me. And I
Mhm.
didn't realize how much I cared. Like when I was in high school, dude, I tried to fit in so much. And like I knew I was, but at the same time I was like, everybody's just trying to fit in. But just the older you get, like the more you experience life
Right.
and stuff. And
Yeah.
so yeah, something just switched, and I was just like not to bring God in this, but I was like, I know God created me for a reason, like with purpose, like just be myself
Something
and
a
not
little
like
bit more
care.
big.
Yeah, like don't care about what people think, and
Mhm.
there's gonna be people who like you and people who don't. So, I'm still obviously every day like working on being a better person, like
Right.
building confidence and stuff like that. But
As we all are. I mean, we're all around that age, you know, especially like 20. I would say me and him talk about it all the time, like 20 to like 30, 20 to 25. Like you're basically figuring things out. You're getting your structure. You're getting your routines.
Oh yeah.
Definitely want to get into your routines. Like, what have you done, I guess, since like high school and since like starting your career to kind of get into a routine, especially with like the artist stuff, you know what I mean? Like, deadlines
every year I have like new goals, and it's always like pretty simple. Like literally each year I still haven't even hit the same goal that I had, which is terrible. But I was always just like a song a month, a music video a month. Yeah. And I started doing remixes. I was like a remix every like two weeks to a month.
Definitely want to ask you about some of those too.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah. I mean, like I said, I definitely need to do better at it. Like I could definitely be making more music and like working harder. And that's something the past like 2 months I've really been like beating myself, like not beating myself up, but like really trying to like instill in my like personality and become that person. Right. But yeah, every year I write stuff down. I started journaling a little bit more recently, like the past year, just like writing thoughts down, different ideas that come, because I have like ideas all the time. Yeah,
so important, bro. Like especially like if you're like have a busy schedule and stuff like that, just to jot down something like you know, a feeling, an emotion that you can come back to it later, kind of like process through it. For sure, man.
I have all in my notes and my voice memos. I have so many voice memos from the past like 4 years, like hundreds.
No, it's definitely, we talked about it I think like last week.
For sure.
Not on the podcast, but it was like off the podcast conversation. We talked about just writing stuff down. Yeah. And it's so strange because like I do the same thing. I'll write goals down, or like it'll be either for the podcast or just for life, and then you like I forget about them, and then I look back on like notes, or I have like a notebook too, so sometimes I'll look back in there, and I'll just like have done the thing I wrote down like a long time ago. I'm like, oh shit. Like,
you're like, I didn't even know.
Yeah, there's like I accomplished like all these things. It's like insane, because some people think like you got to write it down, look at it every day, and blah blah blah. But like if you just put it out there in the universe, like it can be.
It's like manifestation.
Energy towards it,
for sure. I have like a paper. I got like a sketchbook from Five Below, and it's like one of those like no lines, like you know, you draw pictures. But on one of those papers, I wrote down like different like affirmations and like declarations. So like it says like, I am, you know, healthy, I'm wealthy, people like being around me, people like my music, people are drawn, like all these different things that like I look at when I first wake up. Yeah, man. And then in my bathroom I have another one. It's called the Champion's Creed, and I got like it was in this book I read. So it's like I am a champion, I have the will to win, like all this stuff. Okay. So I don't say it every day. I'm not like my goal is to say it every day. That's why I put them there. But just like look at it, and just like when I'm going to sleep and I look over, I'm like, oh, like you know, just like I am successful or something like that. So just try to like put those reminders out there.
Yeah, man. And like, can you talk to the importance of like physical preparation and mental preparation, like as far as like your day, like, because I feel like we talk about that too a lot, where it's like the mental health, you know, everyone knows that's a big thing right now. Yeah. But I would say the physical part is something just as important. And I know you started going to the gym and stuff, and like you got a routine there. Like, can you speak to that a little bit? Like, what's the importance of that for people, like to kind of get into like balancing out their mental and their physical health?
Yeah, well, I'm definitely, I mean, I think most people as just humans are like a creature of habit. So like my day, like when I wake up, first I have to have my phone charging across the room now, because I'm like, if it's next to me, I'll just snooze it. So like it's got to be across the room to wake me up. And then I don't get on my phone anymore until I read the Bible, and then I read like a book that I'm reading. And then I got, you know, pray and whatnot, and sometimes jot some stuff down, have a cup of coffee, you know, just enjoy my time. And then after that, make breakfast or like eat an apple or something. And I'm starting to get back into the gym thing, because I had an injury like a year or two ago, and it's just like I've not been consistent in the gym. But I realized how much like, dude, the gym really helps your mental state of mind. So like 100%. Even today, like was, you know, the past 2 days I've been getting back into the routine of waking up, reading, you know, eating, going to the gym, getting back. But to me, it's super important to have that morning time by myself, just like reading, spending time with God, getting some coffee. Because if I don't have that, like I can tell I'm not that I'm not as nice of a person, but I'm just like more like on edge throughout the day.
Sets the pace for the rest of your day.
For sure. Yeah. It's not like I'm not a terrible person, but like I need that time for me to like feel like, because then by the time I'm home by like 11 o'clock, like I just like I'm able to just knock some videos out, some music, and like I just feel better. Like my mental state's better, my physical state's better.
Yeah, man. And like I feel like the music you listen to too also like kind of influences like where you are too. Like I listen to classical. And I'll like watch TED Talks and stuff in the morning too. Just kind of get your mind going, because like honestly, like, you know, we all have busy lives and stuff like that. Like I'm in management, so like my mind, as soon as I step foot in the door, is just like on task, like on different things. So like for me, like to get that like sense of zen before I go into work is always like TED Talks. It's classical music. Yeah. It's just kind of taking that little bit of time. I know it's weird. It's just that little bit of time for myself.
For sure. Yeah.
Because like that century, like that, like I don't know what it is, like Baroque music, stuff like that. Like that stuff just it gets you going.
That was funny because for me, like I know how important it is, like what you're speaking about. Like the first hour of when you wake up, how you spend that is like super important.
Yeah, dude, sets the pace.
Yeah, like a lot of successful people. The guy on Shark Tank, I can't remember his name, but he was talking about how in the morning, like an hour, he just takes an hour and like does not check his phone because that's what a lot of people do, and I'm definitely guilty of that. Like,
me too.
First thing, like get up and like you look at your notifications real quick. Yeah. And then it's just not good for your mental.
Andrew Tate says it is though.
I mean,
I'm just playing.
You gotta be a top G, man. Come on now.
I don't know. But I don't think it's good for your mental because like
no, for sure.
I mean, you're looking outward for like I guess for filming or whatever, like to fill the void or whatever, you know.
Right.
But yeah, that hour, it's funny that you say like how you do it because for me, like usually I'm getting up to work. Like this morning I worked I came to work at the radio station.
4 a.m.
At 4?
Yeah. I got up at 3:30 and like came to so I don't have any time to like do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I was the same way when I was working at First Watch. There's no time in the morning.
Yeah.
So let's get it.
I got like 2 jobs, so my schedule is like crazy.
Yeah.
But so my routine is just like get up, take a shower, get ready, and then like get like usually I'm Red Bull. I'm a Red Bull guy. I don't like coffee.
Yeah.
But just like on the way to work, bro, I'm blasting like music. It gets me in the mental state to get ready.
Yeah. And then I'm like, everybody has their own, dude. But when I was at First Watch, I had to wake up like 5:30. Yeah. And there's no way I was getting any time in before work.
Yeah. I mean, I've been there before too, where it's like getting up early, like for like actual work. Because I mean, what I do now is like a lot better, and like I'm chilling, listening to like whatever is happening on the radio, and then like editing clips for all that. So it's like not like physical labor, which I've been there. So that's like whole different.
I feel like working here is kind of like I feel like it'd be like kind of inspirational.
No,
like
definitely. 100%.
Technology and just like radio, music, microphones, like all that stuff's
You're
cool.
surrounding yourself like around the people you want to be around.
For sure. And everybody here is like a creative.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Because I mean, nobody would get into it if they're not like that's not their mindset.
I'm doing something else, right?
Do you have like a form of that? I guess I know you're saying you were like performing at the church and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're around a lot of like creatives.
Oh yeah, at the church. So especially the old church, the church I'm at now, they're still like incredible singers, musicians, and all that stuff. The church I was at, they just like that was like their thing. Like they just had creative sets. Like they were always bringing in different artists and like different singers and stuff like that. So I really honestly like if I wasn't at that church, I don't know if I would have actually pursued music because I kind of would have been lost. Like YouTube now, like I learned everything from YouTube, but at the time I barely went on YouTube. YouTube's like my TV. Like I watch everything on YouTube now.
Same.
YouTube University. Bro.
Exactly. You learn everything on there. But yeah, I think that a lot goes back to just being surrounding around those people because there's so many creative people. They all dress cool. Like when I first started going to that church, like I would wear like green shorts and a blue t-shirt. Like I had no sense of style, no coordination with colors. So after going there and just seeing the way people were dressing and like the evolution of just fashion and just like it just inspired me. I was like, man, this is cool. I want to be cool like these people.
Yeah. So I know Kenny was gonna ask you, but I'll go ahead and ask it. So where did you get your spirituality from?
For sure.
From my mom. So I grew up in a household of just like going to church. So my mom was a single mom. Like my dad's in my life. Like he's an incredible dad. Yeah. But at the time he was addicted to drugs. So my mom divorced him when I was 5 and he was going through rehab and getting like, help and getting better. Yeah. So at the time, like we lived in my grandma's house. It was a 2-bedroom house with 7 of us there. So it was my mom and then me and my 4 siblings and my grandma. And she just always took us to church. Like she worked nonstop at Pizza Hut, providing for us. But she always made it a point, like every Sunday she still got up, got us to church. So yeah, just growing up in that environment, like I always had that in me. Like I was just like, and we went to a Christian school. And so it just like surrounded me. But it wasn't until like, I always believed in God, always believed in Jesus. But after like, when you hit like 20, 21, you start to become your own person. And, you start making your own decisions. So
for sure.
I always believed. but I wasn't always living as if I was, like I was just
right.
like, and I'm not saying like you can't live your own life and still be a follower of Jesus, but it wasn't until probably like 22 when I was like really just like, man, like I can't do life without him. Like I gotta like I want to make him a priority in my life and make my relationship with God just like surround everything around that. If I didn't do like, I went through anxiety really bad a couple years ago, and like if I didn't have God to rely on, and like obviously everybody has their own thing, like the gym helps too, and I believe my pastor just talked about it on Sunday, like when it comes to anxiety, depression, it's like it's a spiritual thing, it's a physical thing, it's a soul thing, like it's a whole bunch of different components. But yeah, I was since I hit like 20, 21, 22 and I could make the decision on my own, I was just like I just want to pursue.
That is powerful that you said that, because I feel like it takes a lot of people a lifetime to figure out that balance of like, you don't necessarily need to. Do you listen to the radio station Boost 95.5? You don't necessarily need to fit in a box to be religious or Christian.
Exactly.
And so like that, it took me a while to figure that out too. Because like I'm the same way, single mom. She raised me like a Christian. We used to go to church every Sunday, all that kind of stuff. So like, it's definitely a part of my life and it's ingrained in me too. I definitely can attest to that. Like the part of not feeling like you're, kind of giving that side of yourself enough attention. So yeah, for sure, man. It's just like, we're at that age too where like you kind of do like start to feel that religion and stuff a lot more. So do you like start your day off like prayer, everything?
Yeah. So before, when I was still working at First Watch, like, getting up that early, it was hard. So like I would like pray on my way to work for like literally like a minute. Like it was kind of like a routine prayer, and I would listen to like Joy FM. But now that I'm like not working there and I have more free time, I'm able to spend like, it's really nice. And I know I'm blessed and grateful for it that I'm able to have that time in the morning, because I didn't realize how different I felt before and at like, going to First Watch, like without really spending time with God, like I was fine, but I was very like easily agitated. Like I wasn't like, more patient and kind. But yeah, so ever since I've been out of there and I've been, rewiring my schedule, because, I'm still new to it. It's been since June that I haven't been there. So I'm still trying to get like my routine done and everything. But yeah, now I spend like the first 30 minutes to an hour. So like I said, I wake up and, I try to remind myself to just like God's always there. Like just talk to him, like you don't have to be reading your Bible to talk to God. You can talk to him whenever. But then I'll go downstairs. I put on like rain, like thunderstorm, because I just love the sound of it. Either that or like ocean or like the
campfire place.
Stuff. Yeah. So I'll put that on and I'll read the Bible and pray, and then I'll read whatever book it could be like habits or just different. Like I'm kind of like more of like a self-help book person, so that's what I've been like into reading as well.
So with like the music, when was like the first time you kind of was like, I can actually do something with this? Like this is actually like something I can just make this career. Like
it was. So I always believed in it. Like even before I even made my first song, like my senior year of high school, I was like, I'm gonna make this happen. I also had a dream when I was a senior. It was really weird, but like I had a very vivid dream about music. And I was at like a certain artist's house and we were like skateboarding, playing basketball, making music. This was before I ever made my first song, and it was very vivid. And I was just like, man, like I just felt like that dream meant something. And I don't know if it did. You know what I'm saying?
Are you a big thinker on the dreams? Like, do you think that stuff's like, because there's a fine line, man. Like me and Courtney get in fights about this all the time, because she's one of those people who says dreams don't matter. They're literally nothing. Like they're not a piece of your subconscious. Like they're not like a prediction. They're not like something you're thinking about. Like they literally mean nothing. She thinks that there's just
they have to be something.
Happen and that's it.
No, I don't.
They have to be at least in your subconscious, because like
exactly.
I mean, well, Freud did a bunch of research on that. I mean, you could take it how you want.
Yeah.
But
it's proven.
It has to be part of your subconscious, and I say that because there's familiar things in there. Like people.
Yeah.
And if it was just out of nothing, like
random,
you wouldn't have like people you recognize, or situations you recognize.
I tell her that all the time, and
she's never like watched something before bed and like had a dream about
never.
That. Really?
No. Like she's always been that type of person. Well, it'll just be like she has those random ass dreams. Like a clown riding a tricycle at fucking dawn with a candlestick in his hand, like just random shit.
People do get those random dreams.
Yeah.
Some people don't even dream. Like when I was in high school, there was some person I talked to a lot, and they were like, "I don't have dreams." I was like, "I dream every night." And they're wild. I don't get it.
I know dream recognition is a thing.
Yeah.
Like people, you forget. I think the statistic is like what 80-90% of your dreams, probably higher.
Yeah.
But like, if you actually consciously pay attention and like try to remember as soon as you like something my mom does, as she has a dream that's like just crazy or like out of the blue or just impactful, she'll like write it down in her notes on her iPhone real quick and then like go back to sleep.
Yeah.
So if you do that, I mean, you're gonna like consciously like remember a lot of things.
I can't even do that shit. I can't remember it.
Yeah. I mean, most people just go back to bed. You know?
Yeah, I think God also speaks to us in our dreams at times.
There you go.
I know like there was prophets in the Bible who were also like solely, I think that's what it was, solely heard from God in dreams. You know, so I think God could use dreams to speak to people, and then also could be like, I just watched Avatar before I fell asleep, so now I'm shooting fire.
As far as like whenever you said like the big break, you know what I mean, like where you're like, okay, now we're getting numbers, now we're doing it.
Yeah.
Was that what would like be that song for you? Like what song kind of made that leap for you?
It was the Oceans remix that I did. Yeah, so that was back in I put it out in May 2020, and then it didn't do like it had like 5,000 on YouTube before I put it on TikTok in July. So, and like I'm really good with dates. So July 12th was when I put it on TikTok.
Okay.
And then I put it on probably like 10 or 11 at night. And I wasn't even going to, like, I knew TikTok was like the platform, but for some reason, like I just wasn't like, and I still need to jump. Like TikTok's like the best thing for creators to get noticed.
Yeah.
Did you jump on that like right away? Like
no,
TikTok?
I didn't. No. So I was making like funnier TikTok. I was just bored because I lived by myself and it was like COVID. So I was like, I was in my house for like a week or two by myself without seeing anybody. So I was just making like, you would think I was kind of going crazy. Some of the stuff I was making. I was playing one-on-one basketball with myself, like, you know, like just stuff like that. At first,
dunk.
Yeah, I'm one of those little door hoops I just attached to my house. And then my stepmom, she actually texted me and she's like, she sent me somebody did a remix to Oceans, and she said, you should think about doing this. And since I had so much time, I was like, yeah. So I did the remix and sent it to my engineer. And yeah, he mixed it, sent it back. And I didn't think, so I had put it on YouTube, like it was like May 3rd, 2020. And then I didn't put it on TikTok. There was one day I got home from work and I saw like a compilation on YouTube of Ocean remixes on TikTok. And they're all good, but I was just like, man, like I felt like mine was better. And not to compare, but I was just like, I really liked mine. And I was just like, you know, whatever. So I put it on TikTok that night. And then the next morning, it's funny because the next morning my girlfriend texted me and she was like, or she texted me that night, but I didn't see it till the morning. Yeah. And she was like, your video's going viral on TikTok. And it had like 2,000 views and like 500 likes.
Insane.
And so I was like, it seemed like it was going viral at the time because I was like, 2,000 views. Like all my videos would get like, 100 to 300. Yeah. And then by the time I got off of work, it was at like 60,000. And I was like, that's cool. And to me, like at the time, I was like bugging out about it. I was like, insane. Man, that's wild. And then now, I mean, on TikTok, it's at like 1 point something million, but on YouTube. So I put my YouTube link in the bio, and I would comment to everybody. Like I would spend hours commenting back, like probably like maybe not hours, but I would even hand my girlfriend my phone because I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And she would just reply to people, and I was just like, people would ask where they could find it, YouTube link in bio, and then it was just like saying thank you to everybody. And then it got to a point to where I just stopped replying because it was just like a lot. But it translated to my YouTube, and it got right now it's almost at like 7 million on YouTube. But then it got me like also the subscribers and stuff to like start getting my other stuff seen, which is cool.
So with your YouTube, when did you start that? Like when did you start like really going hard on YouTube?
It was so really just anytime I had a song, I would just put it on YouTube, and I didn't do any, and I wasn't releasing music like crazy.
No videos,
fast.
Just
it was music videos. So my brother's a videographer, so like the first music video I did was to a song I have called "Whoa," and we were in the Bahamas. Like so, I had the song finished, and I was like, bro, we should shoot. I think it was his idea or mine. I was like, we should shoot a video in the Bahamas because our friend, her parents are wealthy and they had like a yacht, and I was like, we're gonna be on this boat in the middle of the Bahamas. Like,
his videos are insane.
Yeah, it was seriously. He did a great job on that one.
I don't know if you know colors on YouTube, but like that's kind of like some of your stuff, like with the color and stuff like that and the shading. Dude, you guys have some really nice videos.
Yeah, that's all my brother. That's all my brother. He my first video, like my first music, I was very impressed, obviously, because there's like drone shots of the ocean and stuff, and it was just really cool. So, and I love working with them because it's like family and like my brothers are my best friends.
You gotta put him on the team.
Exactly.
You gotta put him.
And he's done everything for free. Like he's never asked for anything. I actually did bless him one time. I tried to, and he wouldn't take it. And I was like, dude, you gotta take this. Not like I was giving back to him money, right. All the stuff he's done for me, but yeah. So it was just really YouTube or music videos that I was putting on YouTube, and I hadn't done a remix. So Oceans was my first remix, and then literally after I put on YouTube, the next month I broke my ankle, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but like the following month So I couldn't walk and I lived by myself. So again, I was trapped, like kind of trapped in my house by myself for a month, and I couldn't walk and couldn't get around.
Yeah, it's like 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks, and I sound like such a baby for it because I believe it stemmed from my ankle, but I started to experience like extremely bad anxiety. Like my brother had experienced it before, and he would tell me like, you know, he would talk about it with my mom and stuff like that. Yeah, and it would just like was crippling, like terrible. So I stopped making music for months because I was just like focusing on my mental health and trying to get better. So not that I dropped the ball, I didn't capitalize on the opportunity because as it was blowing up on YouTube, I wasn't in a good place mentally, so I just like wasn't uploading and stuff like that.
Was it because of the YouTube and like kind of your presence online, or was it the anxiety more so in your personal life, or was it kind of just from the injury? Because I definitely want to talk to you about that because you also made a video where you're talking about like anxiety in relationships and stuff like that. I can definitely attest to that too. Especially in this stage of life. I definitely want to see like where was your headspace at? Like, was it more?
I want to say it stemmed from my ankle, but it wasn't like I think like we said, like physical activity helps a lot when you're like, you know, if you're stressed out, anxiety, stuff like that, getting in the gym or running, stuff like that helps. So I couldn't do that because I was in my bed with a cast, you know. And so it was just like I think life was just a complete 180. So it sounds bad, but I'm going to be honest. Like I really enjoyed quarantine, and I know a lot of people had a terrible time and it stemmed a lot of mental health issues. So I feel for those people, but my experience with quarantine was good. Like I was able to make music and all that stuff. So I enjoyed quarantine. So I didn't think that had an effect on it. But I think just literally everything adding up, like a broken ankle, you know, honestly, the George Floyd thing really like hit home. I watched that video, and that's just another thing with not touching my phone in the morning is because there's so much negativity. Like you go on social media, you see fighting, you see all this stuff is like, we are not supposed to be consuming that much negativity.
No.
Like we're not supposed, as humans, as one individual, my brain is not supposed to wrap my head around all this.
Dude, 100%. I mean, with RIP and like condolences to his family and everything. But I don't know if you saw the news, PNB Rock passing away. And the video like leaked online.
Oh man,
really?
Yeah, it's very like it definitely takes you out of it for a second because it's like, you know, this man's living one moment and then he posts chicken and waffles, and next thing you know, he's getting robbed at gunpoint for a chain, you know, and now he's dead. So it's like,
it's just not worth it.
You know what I mean?
There's just so much evil in the world, but it's hard to wrap your head. Like, why? Even Charlemagne's like, you literally took somebody's life for a piece of jewelry. Like, that just doesn't make sense. Like, how do we, I know it's always been like that, but how do we get there? Like, that's just crazy.
He definitely opened up a good topic for discussion because how do you kind of attack that situation? I definitely agree with that.
No, working with like the news and stuff a lot of the time, in the mornings, it's like I definitely see a side of that because like I mean every morning I'm checking like what's going on, start my day, you know, get everything ready, and then say we start the show in like 45 minutes, and then it's like just like okay, what shootings happened last night?
Dude,
like the worst news,
and
it's like. I'm checking like what's going on with like China and everything. Like, are we about to go to war? And I definitely noticed like, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I definitely noticed like, there's a level to it that's definitely not good.
Yeah.
But with everything, I don't think I'll use like good and evil. I don't think everything's 100% good, 100% evil. Like there's a functionality to everything,
right?
It fits all in like this like function, we'll say. And when you see like bad news, like obviously you don't want to pay attention to it too much, but there's a humbling factor in it, because like you realize how like lucky you actually are. I mean, depending on who you are, like bad things happen to people, but you can take the good stuff and like actually
we talked about it
for that. You know?
We talked about that off podcast too. I think you said like it was like you basically if you go searching for bad stuff, that's basically what you're gonna consume. 100%. There's a lot of bad stuff, but if you go searching for good stuff, you'll find a lot of good stuff too. So it's like, you know, I feel like the bad stuff outweighs the good stuff, and so it kind of like, you know, that's all we see. But yeah, man, definitely, I feel like the anxiety, you know, of what they were talking about on that breakfast show today was like, you know, the anxiety of like it can happen to you. You know, the anxiety of like that could be you. But going back to like the relationship anxiety, did that stem off of that anxiety you felt during that period?
Yeah. So like I said, with COVID happening, George Floyd, my song, that was the first time I experienced any viral moment. So like that was happening. which is a good thing, but it's just a whole different mix of emotions.
Yeah.
Trying to reply to every message, every dude. Well, I won't get into that. There was just a lot at the time. There's a lot of people reaching out, a lot of people telling me their story, and there was a trend specifically for oceans, which I'm grateful for all this. Like, I'm not like saying this in a negative way at all. So these were all the good feelings I was feeling mixing with the bad ones. But there was like a trend with my specific song that has like over like 5,000 videos on TikTok, and it was people literally sharing their testimony, like their story in life, using that song. So it was super humbling, incredible, like just seeing everybody's story. Like, you know, I was going through this and they were using my words. You know what I'm saying? So
but you get a lot of like, I mean, it's the same thing we were just talking about. You get a lot of negativity.
Yeah. So you're seeing everybody's story. You're seeing, you know, rape victims, or you're seeing people who were on the verge of suicide. And then I also had a lot of people reaching out to me, telling me their stories personally. And so I was trying to reply to everybody, which again, this isn't the bad. None of that was bad. Like, I was very grateful and I loved doing that. But it was just mixed emotions with everything that was happening in the world. Me experiencing some level of success. I also had just started dating my girlfriend. So it was just like, I was single for a couple of years. Now I'm in a relationship, navigating that. So it was just
to that.
And becoming a man too. Like,
exactly. So it's just a mix of everything. And then I had a broken ankle and I was just shut down in my house by myself. I mean, my girlfriend would hang out with me and come over a lot, but I couldn't go outside. It was like the end of summer. And so like, you know, I'm not getting any sun. I'm not seeing outside a whole lot. So it's just a whole bunch of mix of emotions. And then it just, something snapped and I was like, literally terrified to leave my house. Like, I was terrified to wake up. I hated waking up. Like, my heart would instantly, right when I'd wake up, would just be on 1,000, just like beating. And I didn't know what the reason was. And being a believer, like, I know, like, I believe it was a spiritual attack as well. So like, on top of everything that the world is throwing at me, like, I know that the enemy's using that against me and trying to mess with my head to get me in that mindset. But I was lucky enough, and I'm grateful. Like, my brother had experienced that as well, so I was able to talk to him. But I didn't tell my girlfriend. I didn't tell like anybody besides my brother at the time. And I wasn't even talking to my girlfriend. I was scared to talk to her because I was like, I don't want her knowing something's going on.
You don't want to just put too much. Right. You don't want to like just put too much on her.
And we just started dating. Like, we just started dating, so it's just like a really weird time. And then I had a breaking point, and it was on this specific Saturday. My brother asked if me and my girlfriend wanted to go paddle boating with him and my little sister. And I did not want to. I did not want to leave the house, but I forced myself to say yeah because I was like, I haven't seen my girlfriend in like a week and a half. We just started dating. I knew she was thinking I was like trying to find a way to break up with her, which wasn't the case. And I got to my brother's house, and like, I wasn't eating either. Like, as crazy as it sounded, like, I was scared to choke on food. Like, I was a grown man scared. Like, that's how much like my mind was just like, I was scared to like drink water. Into it. Everything, bro. Like, it was bad. It was crippling. And then I just had like a breakdown. I called my mom. I went outside and called my mom, and she answered. And I was like, all right, like, are you home? I gotta come. I need to talk to you. And then that's when I told my girlfriend. I was like, hey, like, I'm fine. I almost crying. I'm like a man crying, you know. Like, I'm fine. I know I'll be fine, but I have some stuff I gotta work out. I need to go to my mom's house and I need to talk to her. So, there's something humbling about going to your mom's house, man. I want to just talking to her.
I definitely want to ask you this though. Like, that song you made about your mom, is that where that came from?
The Tell My Mom song?
Yeah.
No, I wrote that during quarantine. It just took me a while to get that one out. Got you. I have yet to make a song about like that experience exactly. Like, I wrote a song called Far From Home, which resembled that time in my life, and a song called Words to Tell You, which and then some of my remixes I throw that in there, but I have yet to like make an actual like song surrounding that. But the song for my mom was literally just because like she sacrificed everything. She was there for my siblings. Like,
that was an amazing song, dude. I love the video too. Like, just the whole creativity with that.
Thank you. Yeah, dude, like, it did not get what I thought. I was hoping it was gonna get some love on it. No, but it was one of those that just like, you know,
it was just really dope. Honestly, it's one of those videos where like people are gonna go back when they look at the portfolio. They're gonna go back and see that and be like, oh, okay, I see where the head's at. You know what I mean? And like, it's definitely like a creative experience for sure.
Thank you.
I feel like once you start to get your hardcore fans will definitely start to appreciate that a lot more, because that was something that I feel like definitely it shows the fans that you're human. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, an artist has a mom. You know? And so it's just definitely important, you know, I feel like, especially for today's like generation.
I'm glad you said that, man.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that song was amazing.
Not that like I expect like crazy views and stuff, but with that one, like, I waited so long to put it out because I loved the song so much. I was like, it has to be perfect. And I went through the mix so many times with my engineer, and then the video and all that stuff. And the reason like it prolonged because I had wrote that song during quarantine, and then I was trying to shoot the video, but since I was dealing with all that anxiety, like, I put everything on pause. So I didn't shoot the video for like till like 6 months later, and then I got the video, and then we did it, and it wasn't what I expected, which is totally fine. Like you said, like, people will go back, and the people who need to see it, they'll see it. I'm glad it's all there. But I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, man. You know what it reminded me of too? Like kind of like the vibe I was getting from it. Not necessarily like the entire story, like feeling from it, but Circles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mac. Like literally that whole entire like headspace.
Dude, you're tugging on
you
my
know what
heart
I mean,
right
man? You know what I mean though? Like, so do you think that with your like I guess your stuff that you write and then the stuff that with the remixes, is it like do you get more passion out of the stuff you write or does it like the remix? Like which one do you like better? Or is it just kind of a mix?
I feel like every song I write or every song I make, like I know I'm by far like nowhere close being the best artist in the world. Like I can 100% say like I'm in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not the best artist. I'm not the worst. So I love the fact that when I write like new original music, it's just 100% me, and I'm able to like just make something out of nothing.
Right.
So I love that aspect of it. Especially like I do like I think I'm like making like pop or like singing songs more than rap. Yeah. But the remixes, I just love those because I know like first off, my audience on YouTube they're always waiting for those. Like those videos do so much better than just my regular music. And I just love the response and the stories and like the way that it touches people. Yeah. Because I just the last remix I did was one called Sinking Deep by Hillsong Young and Free. Yeah. And I really like that one. Like overall, I think that was my favorite one. Like Oceans obviously will always be like I guess Sinking Deep was pretty good. Yeah. But I loved just the video of Sinking Deep and just like because it had like the almost like the EDM like bounce to it at the end and stuff. So I just like that one because it was a feel good, but it also like had a message in it as well. Right. But it's tough, dude. I love both of them. I really do.
Like equally?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, dude. 95 Boost, I feel like is definitely something I got into recently. Okay. And so just hearing like a lot of their original songs and stuff too, like it's just it really does get you going. Yeah. You know what I mean?
There's some good artists on there for sure.
Oh yeah. And so I'll go for it.
What's your like creative process when you're making like a new original?
So the process of me making a song is I have a few producers that I'll get like weekly beats, like beat packs sent. Then I'm just on their list of like, you know, artists that they worked with. And so I'll just go through and listen to a song. And honestly, like I won't touch a beat unless like something comes out right away. Like after listening to the first 4 to 8 bars, if I can't like create something or like a melody or some type of lyrics or something, it's pretty much a pass. Okay. So I'll go through the beats and I'll pick out a few. I'll write them down to like go back to them, and then I used to just do it all like on my notes or like you know write it first and while the music's just playing through the speakers. But since been about a year and a half, I started recording and writing at the same time. So I'll plug it into my Logic and then I'll actually start recording. So it's kind of like freestyling, like freestyling the lyrics, but then like I'll polish it up afterwards because there's no better take than like the first take. Right. Yeah. So if I have it, if I sing something good or if I rap something with a certain amount of energy, like it's hard to replicate that. So I'd rather do it live, like on the mic. And most of the time, those first takes I'll keep, and then like after a few bars, I start to like mumble because I'm like, all right, I don't know what to say next, and then I'll just build off of that. Yeah. And
that's
then
a lot of artists. Yeah, that's how a lot of artists make music.
Yeah, I find that more beneficial, like doing it live with the actual microphone, and it's more fun because there's already plugins that make you sound better and stuff like that, so it sounds more finished than just doing it, you know, like live.
Yeah, like on that Khaled project, I think he was saying that like Jay-Z and I think Wayne just flat out did it first try. Yeah. Dude, like that was their first try, first verse.
Lil Wayne is insane, bro. I heard he made like in one night made like 52 songs. Yeah, like that's insane. Yeah, but I guess you do that for so long.
Dude, could you imagine just being in the grind though, like that, like just literally not leaving the studio?
I remember whenever like my mom didn't let me listen to that music, but I always heard about Lil Wayne and everything. Like he can rhyme any word that was big together.
When we were in like 7th,
like 6th, 7th grade. My sister always like had these CDs. Like my mom knew. Like she had Blink-182, Lil Wayne, all this stuff, and because she was like, my sister was so funny. She had her car and she would like do her own thing. Like my mom wouldn't know what was going on. Like had her CDs, and to me, I was like, man, you're so bad for hiding these CDs from mom.
What album like influenced you the most?
Okay, so I literally I've thought about being on a podcast and somebody asked me a question like a hip hop head question. Yeah. And I'm like, man, I'll probably get so roasted.
It doesn't even have to be. It doesn't even have to be.
It could be any genre.
Yeah, it could be anything really.
So I am more of a fan of like new school music versus like the older stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
I mean, I know 24.
Exactly. Yeah. Like the people who inspired, like the artists who inspired me are Chance the Rapper, Russ. I could probably throw Post Malone in there, but like Mac Miller. Mac was like the number one. Yeah, so that was like the first white art. Like there was always Eminem,
Mm-hmm.
but Mag was like the first white artist that I was like, dang. Like,
Can you do one thing from you're a Mac Miller fan?
Yeah.
And I have to ask because this is something I honestly want to ask all the artists we have on here, but I know not everyone listens to Mac Miller. Faces by Mac Miller.
Yeah.
That album. What do you think? What's your thoughts on that album?
I liked it. So I didn't listen to it nearly as much as I listened to like Blue Flag Park.
Oh yeah.
So like
classic.
Even so that's what I'm saying. Like I'll get so stuck on an artist or like a certain project that I'll literally just run through it so much, and then like their new stuff will come out, and if I don't like it as much, like I don't pay it as much attention. I need to be better at like broadening my discography of like different artists and stuff.
There's so much music out there now.
Exactly, but Mac Miller, like his last couple albums, I didn't pay as much attention. Like Good AM, I think was like one.
Saw that one in concert.
Dude, I did too.
Yeah,
was that one where he started off with Cinderella?
I think so. He had like the Pittsburgh white T-shirt.
Yeah.
Me and Tyler were at that concert. That was a good concert, man.
Yeah. He was such a good performer, dude.
Oh my God. To see him in person for the first time, it was almost like it was surreal. It's like whenever me and him we saw Cudi in concert in Chicago, and then he brought out Kanye.
No, geez.
It was insane.
I've never seen Kanye like that. That's fine.
Dude, it was insane.
No, but I'll definitely do the same thing with artists.
Mm-hmm.
If I like an artist, and sometimes they'll come out with a new album and I'll be like,
yeah,
you know, so I'll go back to keep listening to their older stuff.
Yep.
But then I always come back to like their newer stuff, and then I'm like, oh,
and it starts to draw on you.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is good
for sure. Because like I 2016, 17, I was listening to Russ like religiously. Like I love his stuff. And
his SoundCloud stuff.
Oh yeah, all of it, dude. I ran through everything
because he was dropping a song every single week. I think it was right, or like every other day he would drop a new song, and it'd be
song a week,
fire.
And then he came out with his debut album, and then even his sophomore album. But I don't even listen to like his new stuff as much as I listen to his. I'm like, dang, I've been so behind. Like, there's so much music out that he's put out that I haven't really been paying attention to.
I mean, that guy grinds,
dude. He goes,
oh my God,
and he does it all himself, dude.
He does all of it himself, and that's the crazy part.
Exactly, he literally lives, breathes, and everything.
Yeah. So you mentioned Chance the Rapper. You mentioned Russ. How does your story or situations that you go through, how does that relate to them? Would you say?
Russ was a huge influence, like I said, and like, when it came to like the like the high school drama or like high school like my bad. Like high school first time on the podcast, guys. Like high school drama, high school love, and all that stuff. Like Russ was somebody.
John Bellion.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love John Bellion.
You know what I mean? Throw him in there a little bit because he was on that grind too.
Yeah, I went to go watch him in Nashville. That was so sick. He literally like remixed every single one of his songs. Like he did a different version of it.
That guy, when you want to talk like music mind,
he's probably one of the best.
He is insane. Yeah. He's a scientist. Like he's just dummy.
You can tell that he's writing a lot of like Justin Bieber stuff now. Like you can hear it in his albums.
He's one of those people that like they hear one chord or something and he's got the whole song in his head.
Yeah, and then he directs everything.
And he just puts it on.
Yeah,
and so it's just man, it's fantastic.
Yeah, but I mean, Chance, he doesn't drop enough though. Like
no,
he was dropping a lot, and that's why I loved. I was like, man, and like I loved his style. I loved like he's also a believer, but he also had like his own thing going on. Like, he was doing his own thing, so I loved that. And then he just like obviously, I understand he's got like a wife and kids now, so it's different. But Russ was always dropping, so I was like, dang, like can't go wrong with just So, but his stuff, like I felt like Russ was somebody I was listening to a lot back then, and then in 2018, bro, like my friend sent me Jack Harlow, and it's been been Harlow since then.
Yeah,
that's where like I was watching a couple of his videos. I was like, dang, like this is a confident dude. Like he from wearing glasses, like curly long,
like his early stuff, dude.
High school,
he used to be like just like this average guy.
Really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And he was you could tell that he felt confident in everything he said. And I was like, dang, like that, and that's like that draws you to somebody because you're like, man, like how do I become more confident? How do I become like more like that? So I started listening to like after high school, probably like 2 years after high school, I started listening to Jack Harlow when he had like his Handsome Harlow and all that type of stuff. Yeah,
he had his early stuff's actually really good.
Oh yeah, I think I like his. I mean, I like his stuff now too, but his early stuff it's probably a nostalgia thing as well. Like the summer, like when I first started listening.
Yeah, because it's like memories.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chance the Rapper when he had like his transition because obviously he had like acid rap and everything, talking about a lot of drugs.
Yeah,
and then he got into a lot of the spirituality stuff.
Yeah.
And he got a lot of backlash for that. What do you think about? What do you think about that? Has that like ever happened to you or?
And also stemming off that question with Kanye too. claiming to be Christian.
Yeah, but
and
I feel like Chance the Rapper was more genuine.
So are you saying like he was getting backlash from like the Christian world or
no.
his fans?
It's the opposite.
Okay.
From like just regular like who was already his fans, and then he kind of transitioned to more of like rapping about like spirituality, rapping about religion and God and stuff.
For sure. Definitely like a Chicago rapper to Christian rapper, like overnight.
Well, I think he always obviously had that background in him.
There was always, you could tell there was like a spark of it for sure.
Yeah,
you know?
But he even says it in one of his songs, like when he had his daughter, like his whole world kind of changed. Like he started to like actually, respect his, his wife now, girlfriend at the time, and like ended up marrying her, stuff like that. I do think different things in life happen, and it, not that it forces people to like find an like outside like greater purpose.
Right.
But I feel like probably having his kid and like a family, that was probably something. But I also knew from what I've heard, like he kind of grew up with that background. But my thing is, like, when it comes to backlash in that way, like it sucks because he's in the spotlight, but he's still a human, and people have to understand like he's learning, and he just found out that like he found the best part of life, which is to him was God and Jesus, his wife, and all that stuff. Right. So he wants to talk about that. He wants to rap about it. And to give somebody backlash about that, it's just like, you don't know what he's, what I'm saying? That's
you don't know what he goes through every single day.
Yeah.
So with like Kanye too, like, do you think that's the same with him? Like, I understand he's always been religious too. Like even back as early as like, what is it? Was his first project? College Dropout, all the kind of stuff. Like,
who, Kanye?
Yeah.
Was it like 2003 or something?
Something like that. But like, even then he would talk about his religious, background and stuff like that. But now so more than ever, I mean, he's dropping down to 1, 2 that are like straight up Christian albums. Like what?
He's actually I feel like he's almost getting more heat from the Christian world than he is.
Oh yeah.
From, excuse me, this Red Bull is kicking. From like whenever he first came out with his what was the first one? Church.
God.
I forget. Jesus is King.
Jesus King.
Is that the one? Yeah. So when he first came out with that, like he was getting a lot of I feel like he was getting a lot of heat from Christians. And that's like the exact opposite of who Christians are called to be and who Jesus is. Like there's no judging. Like everybody has a past, everybody has a present, everybody has a future.
Right.
So for people to come at him, like the biggest thing is like he's
finding God.
He's finding God and he's talking about it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I told. Like we were talking about that. Same thing I said is like the important thing is that he's literally found Christ. Like he's trying to like make better of his life. Like
even like Justin Bieber, he was getting heat too. And I'm like, man, like these people are finding freedom and they're finding a greater purpose in their life and they're finding, Jesus, and the people who are supposed to be welcoming them are like condemning them. Like, you just cussed in your song. You just called your wife a B word. It's like, bro, we're not perfect. Like, we all make mistakes. We all do our thing. I guarantee you, God and Jesus are more happy in heaven looking down on him, hearing him sing a song about him, even if there's a cuss word in there. Like, they're more happy at the fact that he's talking about it and he's bringing glory to his name. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't understand that.
And he's not talking down on it or anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if anything, he's saying it made him who he is. He's saying things like that, kind of giving that message. So, it is what it is. I feel like I don't have a problem with Christianity and music today, like, especially with, like, and specifically with people who are mainstream. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like, some people say, oh, they're just trying to sell records, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like you said, it's like they're human. And, like, if they find Christ later on in life, that's kind of like their obligation or, like, that's their option to do that, Yeah.
100%. So sure. Especially with the way the world is right now, like there's a lot of people searching, like for hope and for faith. So if those people who didn't believe in Jesus are now believing in him and they're still acting the way they did before, like who cares? Like that's not for us to judge. Like they have their own relationship with God, their own time with him. Like let God do the work on them. We're just called to pray and just be a lending hand for a fellow brother or sister in Christ. Like it bothers me when I see stuff like that. Nobody's perfect, I guess.
No. So do you have like a end goal with everything or like something you're moving towards?
Yeah, man, good question. Because my YouTube, not just because I've started to really love YouTube, like and love like the algorithm of YouTube and just like I love that you can upload on YouTube and see everything in real time. Like you get comments in real time, you get views in real time, you get to connect with people in real time. And like Spotify, you don't get to connect with the listeners. Obviously Instagram you can, TikTok you can. And I love Spotify and Apple Music. Spotify to me is the best music streaming platform in the world. Like I love Spotify. But I'm starting to love YouTube a lot more, and because my audience is mainly on like the bigger part of my audience is on YouTube. So Yeah, I'm gonna start. I've already started to film and do more for YouTube. I haven't uploaded any of like my new stuff, and not that it's like a secret or anything like that, but I'm gonna just start like YouTube is like probably my main focus from here on out. Like obviously I'm still making music, uploading on Spotify, whatever, but I've wanted to expand on YouTube for a while to show more of my personality and show me more than an art. Because sometimes it's hard for me to like, because I'm still learning music. Like I'm still learning how to do it. I'm still learning how to show myself in my music. Right. So sometimes it's harder to do that than just like make a video so people like can see who I am or like, you know.
I think with YouTube, one, they care about their creators.
Yeah.
Whereas like you look at TikTok, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, I mean any other platform, it's not like they really promote.
Right.
They promote what's hot. They don't really promote like individual creators. And it's always been like, I mean, I don't know if you ever look at the emails that YouTube sends you. It's like, they're like, here's how you did this month.
Yeah.
You know, it's like inspiring and it pushes you.
And like they'll give you tips on like how to do better and like all that type of stuff. Yeah.
They have a bunch of information on how to grow with the platform.
Yeah.
And also, it's like, if you look at YouTube, like you go to your channel, you have like everything you created.
Right.
And it's not like diluted by anything else. You can like
just your creation.
You have your whole like portfolio right there. Yeah. And also with like subscribers, there's something about subscribers that's like, followers is one thing, like that's cool, but like subscribers mean so much more.
Yeah, like they're tuned in. Yeah, for real. Yeah,
because it's like to even hit the button, it's like, okay, we care about what you're doing.
Yeah, we want to see more. We want you on my feed. We want to see, you know. So it's definitely like I feel like YouTube is definitely one of those platforms. Going off what he said, it's just like it's grown even more in the last 10 years, and I think in the next 10 years it's gonna grow into something else.
And I think Mr. Beast, I don't know if you guys watch him, but he's really setting the tone.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, he's insane. He spends basically the amount of money that it takes on one video from the earnings of his last video, basically. So he's like basically spending like millions and millions.
Everything,
every video. It's insane.
I don't know if I agree with it, but I love that he's doing like to me, I'm such a numbers cruncher and stuff. Like obviously it's working. Like he knows what he's doing, but like that's so hard. Even he says like his mom's always like, stop spending it. And he's like,
they got thin margins.
Like, I just want to make the best video. Like that's all he cares about. But I also love YouTube because you can see the analytics from literally every video. Like you can see this video maybe this much money. It got me this many subscribers. So like you can see what worked. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the duration of videos and stuff. So you can see like I put out a song. Which one was it? It was either going back to Tell My Mom, like I think it was Tell My Mom or Beachside, but like I actually lost subscribers on that video.
Oh, really?
Like people unsubscribed while watching that. Yeah, so it'll tell you like, you know, 7 people unsubscribed from this video.
Or dislikes.
Yeah. You see, I don't know if they do dislikes anymore.
They do it on shorts.
I was gonna say,
they do it on like regular.
Yeah, I think they may have taken it off.
Yeah.
Just because like, and they just do likes now.
Yeah, for like probably mental health reasons and whatnot.
Probably.
But yeah, so that's why I like YouTube, because like I said, I'm such a numbers person, so I can see like, okay, I need this amount of views this month to make this much. And it's not all about money, but like when you're trying to, you know, be full time,
it's a career. Yeah,
it's a business. Yeah, so you have literally a small business. Like you have to crunch numbers. You have to be wise with how you're spending money for this stuff. So
for sure.
But I love it because like you can see what videos are working well. Like I said, every remix I put out does better than everything else. It gets me the most subscribers and like view times and all that stuff. But I also like I don't want to only do remixes because then there's this like that box, you know. It's like, okay, like they're not gonna pay attention when I do an original song or if I put a vlog out or if I do this. So that's why I'm trying to divert it a little bit.
I think the vlogs would definitely help too. Like once people see like kind of like, because I feel like there's a stigma with St. Louis. Like I saw a video that had like 5 million views. It's like driving through East St. Louis at night. Or it says it's like driving through St. Louis in the worst parts or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's basically just East St. Louis, and it's like the sketchy ass like corner stores, and you can hear it like this dude with a truck just drives through. That's all he does, and he films.
Video.
Dude,
you got 5 million
it's
views?
insane. I'm gonna send it to you. It's insane.
That's crazy.
And so,
dude, those videos of me listening to Rain have like 20 million views.
Really?
And there's ads on them. Like these people are making so much money by just recording.
Lo-fi, all that shit. You know what I'm talking
about? I mean, a lot of it is copyright free, so it's like copy and paste too.
Yeah, exactly. But they'll like post up like I'll watch them where the videos that I watch is like nice high-rise apartments. So it's like you're seeing New York City, you're seeing Miami, and it's just like rainfall. So you're hearing the rain, you're like have a nice view. So these people are probably spending like maybe $1,000 on a nice hotel recording
and just setting up a camera 4K
and probably making like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for those videos.
Yeah. Video.
Yeah. Do you have a final message for anybody that listens to you, follows you, or is a fan?
I'm only getting better, all right? So don't judge me right now. No, I'm just playing. I hope you enjoy the music. I hope it's not the best, like I said, but it's only getting better. And I have, like I said, my YouTube, like I have some fun stuff coming out on YouTube, which that's where my heart's been the past 2 months. Like I have the date when in my quiet time in the morning, like I had these ideas come and I started jotting them down. And so I have the date from when I thought about it. And yeah, I've just been working on those the past.
Do you have like a project coming up?
I don't like music wise.
Yeah,
I don't. I'm a firm believer in like just the singles until you're somebody like special
for sure.
So just the singles and pushing and I need to focus more on TikTok because I think that algorithm is like insane to not try to capitalize on it.
I mean, we haven't delved too deep into TikTok.
Yeah,
you guys need to, man.
I don't have TikTok on my phone and I won't get it on my phone.
Yeah, Courtney has
for
it on
security
hers,
purposes.
Yeah,
but like. I mean, I have it on the computer, so but which makes it like more of an obstacle to like upload there. But I definitely see with reels and shorts, it'll be the most random things will blow up.
Just crazy. Yeah.
It will be like one time we just talked about like it was me and my buddy Jahan. We were just reacting to like Ancient Aliens, and it was just like that's like one of the biggest clips we have on Instagram, and it's like that's what people care about. You never know what's gonna blow up.
I think you guys will do well on TikTok. I mean, reels too, but like you know, like the studio space, and I've seen some that you've shared on your story. Like it looks good when you guys have like the vertical format.
Yeah.
And there's even I don't know if you guys heard of Nick D. He's an artist. He has the song that blew up was called Pineapple.
Okay.
And now he's like 1.5 million on TikTok probably. So he's actually he's a friend of my good friend Jude. I don't know if you ever seen me post with him, but we have a song together.
Okay.
So Jude was telling me, he's like, yeah, like Nick D's like he has really good music. And then a few months later he put out this song that blew up on TikTok, and now he's just like he's like on people's pages like the next like artist to blow up, and he's got like 3 million listeners on Spotify. Like he's making money from music.
It's definitely something we need to invest in.
Yes. But he also has a podcast that him and his friend do, and they put it on, and their podcast blew up on TikTok as well. So that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, we definitely got to start to we can put some stuff into effect for that one, because like we definitely thought about some stuff we could do for TikTok. We definitely want to get into like group videos again too.
Yeah,
we used to do like these like group videos at our buddy's house, and so. All those were like really fun, honestly. Like for me, especially, like I don't know about you, but it just like was so fun. Yeah, just getting big groups and just doing random shit.
Plus, I mean, we already do the reels too, so it's like you just literally put that on TikTok.
Copy and paste, almost. Yeah. Are you guys gonna get Joaquin Buckley in here?
We have.
Yeah, have you really?
Yeah, we got him.
I wasn't on there, but they had a pod with Joaquin.
Yeah, so Max just like moved in with them.
Oh, did he really?
Michigan, yeah, which is awesome for Max because like
he moved to Michigan.
Yeah,
I didn't know that
because like. St. Louis, the fighting scene is decent, but it's not the same as Michigan.
Yeah. No.
So his path. That's his path. Is like,
dude, Max can make it, bro.
Hell yeah.
Hunter would tell me, he's like, bro, Max can do it, and I was like,
no, hell yeah,
he's insane.
He's not even pro yet, and he's like he's number one amateur in Missouri for his weight class.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah, he's really really talented. It's awesome to see him like blow up.
Oh, for sure.
And I feel like this move is definitely gonna help him grow even more. And it's crazy because, like I said, he's not even pro yet. So once he becomes pro, the path is there.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just at the last UFC event that happened last Saturday. And it was awesome. Like,
they were live.
Just seeing him there, I'm like, I know that's got to be so good for him.
Dude,
so
could you imagine like the excitement? Because like I told him, like my earliest memory with Max is like we had a class together back in high school, of course.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those classes where like it's like you had to do, work on the computer, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I told him, before he left, I was like, dude, just imagine this. Like, just sit here with me for a second. I had my arm around him or whatever. And I was talking to him in his ear. I was like, dude, literally, you came from that classroom to me seeing your name on the front page of a St. Louis newspaper.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you have to let that sink in for a second, Max. Like, you're there, man. Like, you're going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was like, thank you. And I was like, yeah, it's just like, seeing a person do that, like, and we see like the effort he put into, like firsthand, like, this guy is insane, man.
Yeah,
like he really is on his grind and he's on his shit. And to see him get all the way there, like, and to see him stay, like, what was he like ringside?
Oh, at the last fight, I saw some videos.
Like,
he was meeting all those fighters and stuff.
Insanity.
I feel like because in high school, that was probably a dream for him to be where he's at right now.
100%.
But it's sometimes like you get lost in the sauce. Like
even back then,
you're where you're at, and you're just like, it's not enough, which of course you want to keep going, but like you said, like just to take that moment and be like, man, like I got here, like right now.
I mean, there's a shift for sure when like you want to do something. I mean, you talked about how you experienced it. I think you said like 22 or whatever, where something becomes like a goal, you know, and you actually like put a plan in place to get to where you want to be. You know, and he definitely had that shift too.
Dude, Max is insane.
Yeah, I remember talking to
even back then, like he had that goal. I mean, he was what, like junior, maybe a sophomore in high school, and he was like talking about he was wrestling during the time. I think he was already like state, you know, all that kind of stuff. But he was saying that he was gonna start to do more MMA and like more MMA.
Yeah, I remember talking to him. It was during college, like I think he was still going to college our freshman year. Yeah. And like we were just sitting in the car talking. And then he's like, yeah, I really want to do this like MMA. Like I want to be in the UFC.
He's always wanted, like that was his goal.
Yeah.
It's fantastic just to just sit here and say like that's a person we all sat in class with, you know? And that's a person we all went to high school with. We all like literally sat next to the guy.
Yeah, it's like nothing. Some stretchy skin. You guys ever seen him pull his skin, bro? Like,
oh yeah.
Crazy,
dude. Literally though, like
weight cut.
It's possible.
Weird comment, but that's what I remember from him. The guy's got some stretchy.
No, but shout out where they can find you at.
Oh yeah, so pretty much my government name, Aaron Kell, AARONKELL.
Want to throw the social in there?
The what? Yeah, the social security. The on Instagram, there's no spaces and there's 4 L's because I messaged this guy. He still hasn't given me my name, but somebody took it. And then
man,
I think Twitter's the same, but I'm rarely on Twitter.
Someone has 3 L's?
2. So somebody has like my actual name, and so I couldn't get it. And I messaged him. I was like, hey man, like I don't think he posts a whole lot. I was like, would you mind like maybe like he just never replied.
I tried to get
what an asshole, bro. You know what I mean? Like what an asshole.
I tried to get Dinio on Instagram, but like it's like somebody that I don't even think they have a post. I'm like, come on, bro.
Just get that.
I hate that. So I had then YouTube Aaron Kell, and I have some fun stuff coming out. I'm excited, like I said, and then eventually have a company drop it eventually. I already have it legalized and everything. I'm just waiting for like the right time with that. So yeah, I appreciate this, guys. This was fun.
Yeah, man, for sure. Long time coming.
Yeah, we wish you the best. It's gonna be fun to like watch your journey and watch you grow.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, of course. Hey, back to Mr. Peterson's class.
Yeah, for sure.
Sir, thanks for listening to the podcast. If you guys liked, go ahead and rate 5 stars, comment, subscribe. You can find us on YouTube at the Kickback Lounge Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at TKBL Podcast. And then shout out your IG one more time.
Aaron Kell, AARON KELLLL.
There you go.
Sponsored by Red Bull.
Aaron.
Not sponsored by Red Bull.
Not really, but one day.